Right, hello there. Just testing this. I can hear my chair creaking, so I know that's working. Right, hello there. Just testing this. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. Had a good weekend. Well, yeah. It's going to give people a chance to join us before we get started. Sherry, I'm doing pretty good, and you? Well, Berserker of Isengard, I hope you will relay what I have to say about chapters 7 and 8 to Saruman the White. Sherry, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Six of you already, which is nice. I'm kind of getting used to this. Renee, Patrick, hi, hello there, welcome. I hope I got your name right. Renee. I do apologise for anyone's name who I butcher trying to pronounce. I'm sure a lot of streamers have to say that. YouTube's complaining about the video resolution. Well, this is what we've got to work with, so there we go. And what it's complaining about is actually wrong anyway. Renee. Okay, thank you. I'll remember that next time. I do like to try and get people's names right, but if I do get them wrong, please do correct me. So today we will be watching Chapter 7 and 8, and I'll be doing a commentary on both of them, as I have been doing for the last few weeks. And I actually enjoy doing this because I haven't watched these chapters, for quite a while because I've been too busy working on the newer ones. So it's nice to be able to watch through the series so far. Franz, welcome. Hoppy and his holiday helpers, I'm glad you're here. Tanner, hello. Welcome. I wonder if Saruman had equipped his Uruk-hai with lightsabers, how differently the Battle of Helm's Deep might have turned out. I'll give it till 10 past and then we'll get started, I think. It gives people a chance to see that the stream is happening and to join us here. And it's nice to be able to say hello to everyone that comes into the chat. It's nice to see the regulars and new people as well. Always welcome new people. I've been getting a bit bad at responding to comments. I still read everything, but responding to them, because there's been so many, it's quite difficult to try and think of interesting things to say to every single one. But I do read everything. Tana, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the episodes so far. Sherry, yeah, I think you're right. Be Yeah, certainly a different outcome for Middle Earth, I think. 13 concurrent viewers. Excellent. I'm excited to watch this chapter again. I had so much fun making chapter 7. Getting the little bit of Indiana Jones adventure style in here as well, which is obviously quite well connected to George Lucas. Mort, hello, welcome. And of course it was a lot of fun to finally see Luke with his lightsaber in action. Hoppy, excellent. I just had I heated up a bowl of chili and ate that just before the stream. So if I'm coughing a little bit, it's because it might have been a little bit too hot. But it was good though. I do recommend snacks if you're hungry. Yes, Edge of the Empire is one of my favourite books, and one of my friends actually posted a meme. Earlier, about, I'm trying to remember the exact wording. Let me find it and I can read it out. 1 second. Here we go. When you wish a book could be made into a movie, you really wish it would be made into a 19-hour-long spectacle that includes every detail of the storyline and is casted perfectly. And so I have to comment saying, or you're me and take your favourite book and turn it into a fan film series because that seemed sensible at the time. Tyler, welcome. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm glad you just finished reading the trilogy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying my take on the series as well. Berserker, that does not sound very appetizing. You need to talk to Saruman about getting you some better food. KS, welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the series, and people are referencing it on other Star Wars channels. Where was that actually, so I can check it out? I'm glad you enjoyed the series though. I'll give it 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Well then, I guess you're going to be stuck with maggoty old bread for a few more old days then. One more minute and then we'll get started. It's nice to see so many people turn out to these streams as well. It's not something I really expected to happen. Jonathan, that's very kind of you. But if they had done it, then I wouldn't have had to, and so I wouldn't be here talking to you guys with 10 chapters released and more on the way. Brandon, thank you. I'm glad you are coming all the way from Poland to watch this. Okay, yes, thank you. Let me make a note of those. Just put up there, and then I'll check them out later. Right, it's 10 past, so I think we should get started. Let me just adjust the volume, because 2 weeks ago I had it too loud. Tanner, I would welcome any... if Star Wars 3 did give us a shout out, I would more than welcome it. Stunning and Brave Megatron, welcome. Then here we go, we're going to press play.
Luke.
Yes, that is a Q plate in the corner. It's a meme from a Star Trek shitposting channel.
What do you want?
On Facebook.
In there? All right.
And some other hidden little extras.
If you have some business with me.
Can you hear it? Alright, I don't want
You don't need my
to turn up
friends
just a
in the
tiny bit.
marketplace for that. And there's no particular reason any of you has to get hurt.
So in the book, this sequence is a little bit more elaborate, but I kind of felt like that would make a really bad sequence as a video. Here we go. The lightsaber's on for the first time in the series. And I had so much fun animating the tapestry flying off the wall. Basically, I had so much fun making this entire chapter because it was just
He's coming.
so much to do in it, and lots of little
find out before he gets here.
fun moments
Great.
like this, the bowl.
Han.
Poor hand.
Chewie!
So it's pretty much exactly how I imagined the sequence going when I read the book. Although possibly a little bit longer, but there's only so much you can do with it when the book actually describes it as a very fast, clean sweep of the Logri assassins. Oh, Rana, welcome. Sorry you can't stay for very long, but it's always nice to see you. So stay for as long as you can, and if you want to see the rest, it should, once the stream's over, it should be placed automatically on the channel, so you can check out the rest of it.
Captain Sello did not tell me to duck. What he said was,
Mr. Puck, yeah, there probably is.
I think the difference would be apparent even to you.
Not really much I can do about it.
Maybe the BIMs can suggest something.
Happens
We'll
with
ask when we
any
get back
stream, I
down.
believe.
We're going back?
We have to, Luke. This is a diplomatic mission. It's considered bad form to leave right after one of your ships has just shot up a local marketplace.
I would think the Brims would consider themselves lucky that none of their people got killed, particularly when it was at least partly their fault.
You can't blame a whole society for the actions of a few individuals, especially when a
So
single
I'm getting
political
distracted
maverick
watching
has
it and
made
not
a
talking
bad
about
decision.
it.
A bad
It
decision.
shows how good it is to
Apparently the BIM who led us
how
to the
good the story
marketplace
is
was
to
bribed to
draw me
take
in
us
when I'm
there.
supposed to be
He had
talking.
no
I'm
idea
supposed
what
to
was
be the one
going to
talking about it.
happen.
What does Han
But,
have to say about putting us back down?
Trying to think, what can I say? It's
just
nice to have
made the
a
jump to
scene on the
Lightspeed.
Millennium Falcon.
Next stop, Coruscant.
It's obviously quite a
Han, I
famous
told the BIMs we were coming right back
ship.
down.
both in the Star Wars universe and in
there'd be a short
our
delay.
world.
Long enough for us to collect a squadron of X-wings or maybe a
So
star
I
cruiser to
think I
bring
have to
back
do
with us.
something was
What if you've
Quite a thrill.
offended them? You shouldn't have left without consulting me first.
You're right. But there wasn't time to discuss
I do like
it in
the
a
committee joke coming
I am not a committee.
back.
Did either of you
He's
ask
not
the
shut
Brims
down.
who
He's
or
covered in
what
the
our
same
attackers were?
They didn't know.
Stockley stick
We can
goo,
check the Imperial Archives
which
when
the
we get
Nogri
back
tried to
Coruscant. There'll be a record of them.
use to capture
Unless
our
there's
heroes.
something the Empire
He
found
got
out
hit
in the
by it,
unknown
and
regions.
so Luke's trying to get it off.
You think the Empire's behind this?
Who else could it have
Erona,
been? The
I'm
question
glad
is why.
that you do. That was the look I was going
Whatever the
for.
reason, they're gonna be disappointed.
Leia's Cloud City outfit is
Isn't it about
my
time
favourite
Leia
Leia
had a
outfit.
lightsaber of her own?
So when I was
Leia?
trying to figure out what should she wear
I
in
don't
this,
know. Never
it
really
made
felt
sense to
comfortable with the things.
look to that for inspiration.
But I suppose I ought to make the effort.
I think you should. Your talents may lie along a different direction, but you should still learn the basics.
And 3PO's
As
being
far
quiet
as I can
because
tell, nearly
the others
all
are
of the
talking.
Jedi
And
in the Old
he doesn't say
Republic
anything in the
carry
book
them,
at this
even
point.
healers
He's just
and teachers.
there.
All right. As soon as we get back, I'll tell Mon Mothma she has to cut down my
I
assignments.
think he's kind of
I guess break
feeling a bit
time's
sorry
over,
for himself
teacher.
because he's covering goo.
I took it upon myself to train him as a Jedi. I thought I could instruct him as well as Yoda. I was wrong.
There we go, that was chapter 7. His head does move, was moving, but it's just not in shot that much. Because I did the motion capture while he was sat there for the whole sequence. Let me just get that ready. So yeah, that was chapter 7. The weird thing is, I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite chapters. I had such fun making it, but I've got nothing to say about it other than I have really enjoyed making it. But yeah, I'm struggling a little bit here. What else can I say? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, let's get on to chapter 8. And as you see, we've got the Chimera here. How many Easter eggs in the museum? Hold on. Just trying to remember. I don't want to go back and point everything out. I suppose I could. But it's kind of fun to see people find the things. If I count all the Old Republic tapestries as one, there are 4 very noticeable things. Erona, yes, I wanted to put it in. Chapter 6, they talked about having artifacts on the Old Republic, which might interest Luke. And I thought, well, what can I do? It'd either have to be something from the Clone Wars or from the Old Republic video game era. And I thought anything from the Clone Wars that would probably have been seized by the Empire, but having artifacts that go way back probably would have been not noticed by the Empire so much. Because Bimasari is quite a insignificant planet in a lot of ways. I mean, it's got a lot of trade that happens there, but it's not a big hub of. It's kind of out of the way a bit. So I went with the Old Republic. Also, I really like the Knights of the Old Republic video games, so being able to put a little bit of reference to those in was going to be something I can do. Was going to be something I was going to do. Paul, I do know the answer to that, but I'm not going to say just yet. Right, let's get started with chapter 8. And yes, the Chimera with the decal. Some people have asked why I did that, and then the reason I did that is when you see these 2 Star Destroyers next to each other, you know immediately which one's the Chimera. And of course, with lots of big fleet battles, I thought it'd be good for the audience to see exactly where Thrawn is. So let's get started. I remember mentioning before that Sabayos' beard changes between this chapter and his first appearance, because in the first video his beard was such a nightmare to animate. I just thought, let's get rid of the beard and just have a shorter beard.
What report from Wayland?
Is that it, then? Your Nogri have failed, so too bad, and on to more pressing business? You promised me Jedi,
this particular scene took 36 hours to render during the summer, and I had to do it twice. When my computer's rendering something, I can't use it for anything else because it's just too slow.
The engineering
So
team reports the cloaking
I had to
shield
spend
schematic
a couple of days
but to
finding
actually
other
build
things to
one
do,
will take some time, and
which
be
is
highly
quite tricky in
expensive for a
lockdown
ship
when you
the
can't
size
actually
of
go
the
anywhere.
Chimera.
Fortunately, they won't have to start with anything nearly as big. Here are the specs for what we'll need.
I also updated the uniforms.
Oh, and we're going to need some advanced mining machines.
Fix the collars,
I believe
added some more detail.
Have intelligence do a search.
Yes, sir.
So I'm really
Right,
happy with how the uniforms look from both Pelion and Thrawn.
Nearly 80% of the Sparty cylinders we'll need are fully functional.
Marcus, welcome, briefly. Once the stream is finished, it should automatically get added to my channel, so you can check out the rest of it.
Oh, 80%.
I'm really pleased with how the hair looked in that chapter. This chapter.
How very thoughtful of the Emperor to have left such fine equipment for us to rebuild.
I quite like this feature called soft cloth, which is basically like fabric. So for things like robes, dresses, skirts, and so on. But it also works for long hair. Exact same technology. So that's how the hair was done.
Transmit a message with the new order.
Tanner, it's just the
You
angle.
want me to transmit the message, sir? Not that I'm questioning the order.
Erotic
the
Pope,
past,
yes.
we've usually preferred
And
to
I
contact
did not want to
themselves.
render this again for 36 hours to add that detail.
Sending the message through you. We'll let the others know how displeased
But I did kick myself for not putting them
And
in.
when Team 4 also fails you, will you be merely displeased with them too? Or will you admit your professional
don't worry,
killing machines simply can't
You'll find
handle
the
a
video
Jedi?
on my channel after the stream's ended, so you can see what you missed. So you don't have to worry about missing anything. Tanner, I'm quite pleased.
That you concentrate on his sister, yes. I think it best that I
Berserker,
deal
I
with
did
the young
actually
Jedi
take a little bit of inspiration
myself.
from Saruman for her
I
Sabael's
need you
appearance, especially the nose.
My fleet. Preparations for the assault on the rebellion's Sluis Van Space Dock facility have already begun. Some of the preliminary.
So I know some people have said that they're only here briefly, so they're just stopping by.
A Jedi Master's coordination.
Probably why.
My assistance was promised only upon your promise to deliver my Jedi to me. I will have them.
I feel like in
Grand
this chapter
Admiral
I was
Thrawn.
getting much better at
Does
lighting.
a Jedi go back on his word? You knew that obtaining Skywalker.
Learning a lot about the
might
software and what it can do,
take
which is probably one of the
some
reasons
time.
why it took
All the more reason for me to
35
begin
hours
now.
to or 36.
Why can't we do
Whatever
that?
however many hours it was.
Explain, Captain.
We could begin
because
by
I was still
starting
figuring out the
rumors of your
lighting
presence,
settings.
Master Sabaoth. Some sparsely populated world where you might have lived for years without anyone noticing.
It was worth it though.
Rumors of that sort will certainly.
And luckily
make
no
their
other
way back to
scene
the rebellion.
that I've had to
And there
animate for
will
this
be nothing there
series so far has
to
taken
connect
anywhere
you
near that
to
long.
us.
While we find a suitable planet and start the rumors, Master Sabaoth can remain here to assist with the Sluis Van preliminaries.
And we'll know when he makes his move. And in plenty of time to get you there ahead of him.
Very well, Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh. Everyone, I'm glad you're still here, because it's always nice to see you. I wish you luck with your
Your
applications.
idea seems to have caught Master Sabaoth's fancy.
I apologize, Admiral, if I spoke out of turn.
I hope the stream isn't too distracting for you.
Vader, Captain. I have no qualms about accepting a useful idea.
Because as much as I enjoy
merely
everyone
because
coming
it
here,
wasn't my
life does have to take
my
precedence.
position and ego. not at stake here.
How long did it take to write?
Yes, sir. With your permission, Admiral, I'll go prepare those.
So the stories I did
transmissions
chapter
waylaid
1 by
and the
itself.
routines.
That became, I had lots of requests for more, so I wrote a script for chapter 2, 3 and 4. I think I spent 2 or 3 days on that, and then I quickly realised that I was going to have to make more than that. So I think I spent another week on writing up to chapter 10.
Will have begun with, or even without,
And over the summer I wrote even more chapters, because I thought I can't stop at chapter 10 now. So I went through the whole book and have written up to chapter 32, so that's the whole book. That was kind of a whole summer project, which I did in between working on chapters of this, working on, doing the animation.
Let me get this straight, Captain.
And I finished it
and
at
without
the beginning of the
consultation
year.
with anyone in official authority, made the decision to cancel the Bimasari mission.
Patrick Dalton, yes,
I've
it's
already
based
stated
on
that. I've also
the
stated my
book released in
reasons for doing
1991 called Heir to the Empire
Which,
by
in
Timothy
my
Zahn.
opinion, were good and
So each
proper
chapter
ones.
of this series is
Captain
one
Solo's
chapter
duty
from
was
the book,
abundantly
and it
clear:
is a trilogy.
to protect the ambassador in his charge and return safely.
Floopy,
to
yeah,
America.
thank you so much. It's
Well,
me
that is the
voicing
one.
Pelion, so
Forgive
I'm glad
me,
that
but I don't understand.
he's turning out
exactly
well.
the strategy
So
is
I know
facing.
there's been some
Wherever these
criticism about
Grayskin's
how he
beings
was at the
were,
start, and I
there
agreed
clearly
because I
was
wasn't putting so much
important
energy into
included in
getting him
the
to sound
records.
right. I was just doing it as a test project. But
Erase that insignificant.
as I began to
Doesn't
take the
like
series
capable
more
of making offensive.
seriously, I put more into his
We
performance.
don't know if that's the reason they aren't in the records. It could be an oversight or gap
Everyone,
damage.
I'm glad. I will not
Also
worry.
deliberate
But I will
erasure.
still wish you luck.
And why would the Empire want to erase the records of an entire race?
Maybe they saw the old Republic's
Ethan,
coming
well,
demise.
I've written the
They
script
might
for
have
up
erased
to
all
chapter
references
32,
to
which is the
themselves
whole
in
book.
hopes the Empire wouldn't notice them.
I still see no reason to make a fully fledged military operation out of
The
this. To reduce our glorious
my first take on
to the level of mere diplomatic
Borskvalia was based on a
is an
real-life
insult to their
politician who I
courage
can't
and
stand,
fighting spirit.
which made a lot of
You
sense.
can dispense
But
with
then,
speeches, Counselor. None of our glorious forces
He got to a point
are
where
here to
I
be
can't stand him
crushed
so
by
much.
them.
It was actually an insult to Borskvalia. So I changed his appearance and made him a little
I
bit
wonder
more
if we could get back to the original subject.
unique
I presume
and
it hasn't
closer
escaped
to
anyone's notice that the aliens
how
were ready
the,
and waiting for us
Berthans
when we reached Bimasari.
appear in some of the graphical work.
We're going to need tighter security for these missions. At both ends.
I don't know
Your attackers did
who
support a
VeggieTail
local
is.
politician, after all.
All of which cost that much more time and effort.
It can't be helped.
Most of the
don't
characters
protect
are
our negotiators. The New Republic
in the
is
background
thousands
are
in
characters
number.
I created for other projects or little
Admiral,
test
detail a force to
test
accompany
characters and things like that, just
Councillor
to
Solo
fill out the
on
scene.
trip back to Bimasari
I
tomorrow.
figured I've done a lot of creatures that they
Excuse
should
me,
look
tomorrow?
alien enough.
Yes, tomorrow. The Bims are still waiting, Captain.
I know, but
What Han is trying to say
Robotic
is
Pope,
that I had
think
intended to ask for
the other
a
side.
brief leave of absence.
I'm afraid that's impossible. There's far too much work to be done.
we're not talking about a vacation here. Leia needs to concentrate on her Jedi training.
I'm sorry. I recognize the need to add new Jedi to
I'm
our
glad you're all
ranks,
enjoying the
but for now, there are far too many urgent demands on our time.
so many
I'm
good
afraid we
compliments
leave you
about
here.
this
Unless
particular
there's something more,
scene here.
we stand
I'm
adjourned.
just having a quick read through, so yeah, thank you,
You all
all
right?
of you, for your kind
You
words.
know, it was a lot easier back when we were just taking on the Empire. At least then we knew who our enemies were.
And that was chapter 8. Oops. Ethan Cohen, no, this is Heir to the Empire. Dark Force Rising is the second book. Everyone is That's Matt Finnish who voices Han. He also does Luke, Akbar, Obi-Wan, Wedge, all of the male characters from the original trilogy. Matt is doing, and he does such a great job at all of them. I suggest you check out his YouTube channel. There's a link to it in the credits for any of the chapters that he's in, which is pretty much all of them, because he does some great Star Wars voices, pretty much every character. He's got some videos. I suggest you check those out for both the original trilogy and the prequels. The outro song, it is I can't remember the exact name of the title, but it's from Rebels. One of the pieces of music that had Thrawn's theme in it. Tanner, yes, he did voice Obi-Wan. Ethan, no, I haven't read Dark Force Rising for a long time either. I'm looking forward to getting to it because there's so many good moments in that book that I'm looking forward to animating. And Floopy, yeah, I'm glad you like the detail in the Chimera because it does look really good. I'm pleased with it. I can't take credit for it, but I'm pleased with it. I don't think it's from Thrawn's Bombardment. There are several pieces of music that got released, and I can't remember the titles for them offhand. Yeah, sorry. Erwana, thank you so much. One thing before you go, I think everyone's going to be pleased to see this. So this is going to be released on Thursday. I finished... Tanner, you're very kind. I finished the chapter, except I need to make some adjustments to the music. So I haven't had a chance to upload it and set the premiere date yet because I had to come and start this stream. But I need to adjust the music because I had a copyright issue with a piece I used. But otherwise, it's finished. So I should be able to swap the music around either tonight or tomorrow. And then I'll post the premiere date and it'll be released on Thursday. Yeah, thank you. I thought you'd want to know that that's coming on Thursday before you left, so I wish you luck with your applications. May the Force be with you. Hoppy, I will... nice to see that you're excited for me to finish Chapter 11. So I will stop the stream shortly, but I don't want to go just yet because I am enjoying chatting to you. Brandon, nice to see you. I'm glad you're looking forward to Chapter 11. Excuse me. But yeah, I knew I was going to announce that, but I was going to save it for the end of the stream. But everyone is a regular here, and I wanted to make sure that she got to see this before she signed off for the night. Tanner, I need to swap the music around because there was a copyright issue. But otherwise, the rest of it's all finished. Paul, not in this book, but there are some other good moments which I think you will enjoy later. Hoppy, yes it is. It is 34 minutes past midnight. Okay, so it's basically I'm just working with what the great writing of Timothy Zahn, so I can't really take credit for the characterization because it's his. He wrote it. I'm just adapting it. Erotic poet Mara Jade. There will be more of her. She doesn't really show up much until later on in the book, but I'm looking forward to more scenes with her. Tanner. So far, I've just been very lucky. Or when it does come up, there's a copyright problem. I will delete the episode off YouTube, and then tweak the music, and then upload it again until there's no longer a problem. Most of the time, I've only had to do that once or twice per chapter. A couple of times I haven't had to do it at all. So yeah, I finished the chapter about an hour before the stream, uploaded it, and it said there was an issue with part of the music that I used. So obviously I've not had time, because of the time it takes to upload it and process, I've not had a chance to sit down and sort through the music yet. The author is Gruffy Star Wars fan. What do you mean by that? Tanner, yeah. Could you make a series for a fan fiction series remake of the sequel series? It's so good. Well, in a lot of people's minds, this trilogy of books is the sequel trilogy, so I guess I already am. I don't think I'd want to retell a story that Disney have told, because that's the story they told, and I'd rather do this. Yeah, the copyright is more, it is YouTube's being, it's got the bots that scan through videos and pick out, it looks for music that is copyrighted, and if it finds it, it says that you probably shouldn't use it. I mean, I can release it with the music that I chose, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not have the copyright issue, because if the rules change later on, then it may mean that particular video disappears. So I'd rather get it okay now, so that if the rules change in the future, they're less likely to affect the chapter. And yeah, the rules for Star Trek fan films are really strict. I did consider a few years ago telling a story in the Star Trek universe, and then the rules came out. I thought, this makes it not fun, so I gave up on that idea. Hoppy, not really. I do have a site called Coffee, so people do kindly buy me coffees through that. But that I can't really sell anything to do with the series or anything like that. Tanner, Coffee is basically the same thing as Patreon, but I find it suits me better, especially with a project like this. Floopy, yeah, that could work. The multiverse. I just see it as two different timelines, and they go off in different directions, and that's fair enough. There are parts in the Disney timeline I really enjoy, and there are parts of it I don't enjoy. And then in the expanded universe timeline, there are parts of it I really enjoy, like this, and then there are parts of it I don't enjoy. So I just focus on the parts of both that I do like. Happy, yeah. Coffee. Lots of coffee. Tanner, this is my hobby side project. I I do commission work for other stuff, which I should be doing some of that as well. Least favourite EU book. It was Invincible by Troy Denning. The last book in the series where Jason turns to the dark side. Because you have the 9-book series with all these plot threads, and that book felt like it was rushed to completion. All the plot threads are tied up so quickly you didn't really get any satisfying conclusion. And the final duel between Jane and Jason, which I hope I'm not spoiling it for anyone at this point, but it lasted 1 page. And it was a very unsatisfying book, and it put me off reading anything for 2 years. Not just Star Wars books, but any book. So that's how much I dislike that book. So, I have not been contacted by Timothy Zahn. I suspect he's not allowed to publicly say anything about this series for legal reasons, which I do understand and respect. But I do hope that if he has watched it, he has enjoyed it, even if he can't say anything. Yeah, somebody the coffee links on every page, every chapter, and on the front page of the YouTube channel. Thomas, it's not that perfect timing because I'm coming to the end of the stream, but when I finish, you'll be able to find. I think it takes a couple of minutes for it to be processed, but you'll find the stream on my YouTube channel, so you can catch up. If Timothy Zahn was watching the live stream right now, I would say thank you so much for creating a fantastic book, and I hope you are enjoying the series so far, and you feel like I'm doing it justice. If you feel like I'm not doing it justice, I do apologise. Sleepy, I could do that, but I've met him before, and he's a really nice, friendly guy. So I would hope once the pandemic is gone, to have the opportunity to meet him again and see if I can talk to him about it. Scorpius, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. You are very generous in supporting me, so that does mean a lot. Erotic Pope, I think that the New Jedi Order is a good place to end. The characters need a break. I mean, they've had non-stop war and chaos for was it 30 odd years, so I think they deserve a break after that rather than what happened afterwards. The Dune films, so I actually quite like the original Dune film from '84, although I know it misses out a lot from the book, but then of course you're trying to, it's a really hard book to turn into. It's a long book and you're trying to turn it into a 2-hour movie, so you're going to miss out a lot. And I know they changed a lot of things and it can be a little bit weird in places, but I don't know, I still kind of like it. The miniseries was closer to the story, but obviously they didn't have a big budget and it's aged quite badly now. Tanner, I don't actually know what I would spend $100 million on to make this. Although the idea of having that much money is intriguing. I just can't imagine how I'd spend it. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream now because we've watched the chapters. I've had a great time chatting with all of you, and of course revealed the release date for chapter 11. And only people who are watching the stream know when it's coming out. So anyone who has missed it, well, they missed out. They'll get surprised when I upload the video. Daniel, not at the moment. Excuse me. Just have a glass of water. There we go. I suppose that would be nice to have all 3 books there in 3 years. Excuse me. I think that's the chili and the water all in one go. So sorry about that. So uncivilized. I prefer Rebels because it's set in an era that I enjoy more. Yeah, so Daniels, yeah, I'm not taking applications for voice actors at the moment. I've got all the characters that need voices cast right now, so I'm not looking for anyone else just yet. Floopy, yeah, I plan to do another stream like this next week. I suspect it will be chapters 9 and 10, because I'm not sure I'll be ready to start on animating chapter 12 just yet. All books. I that's a lot of books to animate. So let's just focus on this trilogy. Even if it is a 3-year project. Right, so yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. So thank you all for coming. And I hope you enjoyed the stream, what I had to say about the these 2 chapters. And I'll see you all on Thursday. If you can't make it to the premiere on Thursday, I hope you enjoy it afterwards. And I'll see you next Monday as well. And here we go.